Britain's been waiting, Scotland's been waiting. Now, that is probably
from Britain's won the Royal Rumble, have they?
They have now.
I mean, yeah, they have right now. But
Scotland.
It never even crossed my mind. I was like so obsessed with the idea that nobody from Scotland or Britain has won the World Championship that I never even took into account. Oh man, that's crazy. I'm the first person.
Yeah.
It's nice I can jump after the Royal Rumble. But my God, that's pretty cool.
What's your feelings? I know you've been running around here like a lunatic for the last 10 minutes trying to get your head around it, but have you processed it yet?
No. I just won the Royal Rumble. Of course I've not processed it. I dreamt about this when I was like 4 years old. I think it's impossible. It's a process. It's impossible to try and remember things that happened. Like I claimed Brock Lesnar out the Royal Rumble after he took out about 15 dudes or something. Roman and I obviously had the big feud going last year, and inevitably he was the one I put out, and 40,000 people cheered, and not only that, they were chanting "You deserve it," and like that almost made me bloody cry in front of the world. I had to hold myself together. Just everything was rushing through my head. The past 18 years, all the ups, all the downs. You know, my family, and my wife, and all she's like endured and helped to make all this happen. It was just an overwhelming moment, and it still is. And I really am struggling to find the words.
It's funny, isn't it? You came into this company, 11 years ago, 11 or 12 years ago, and you were called the Chosen One, and you went through more downs than ups. You left, went and traveled the world wrestling and getting the form back, and now you're here, and now you really are the Chosen One.
Yeah, it's mental. I feel over the past couple of months, I think before it was chosen by management and hoping something would happen. I think now just the fans have kind of been through the journey with me, and it feels like more like they're kind of choosing now, so it's cool to be like they're chosen one. I see everything everyone's saying, and I appreciate it. Everyone knows my story, and I might not look like the typical underdog. I'm 6'5", I'm Scottish, I'm hairy, I beat people up, but I am an underdog, and people love an underdog story.
The crowds have been changing, getting louder and louder and louder, and this 3, 2, 1 thing started, and all of a sudden you were the main thing to watch on Raw. And did you realise that this is the right time for this to happen? This is all coming together perfectly.
I mean, it definitely crossed my mind that things are coming together. The final pieces, like something was missing since I came back to Raw. It was there when I was gone from the company, and was there in NXT, and wasn't quite there since I came back. I just wasn't 100% being myself. I was very serious all the time, and I always say it's very hard for the fans to relate to a 6'5", hairy, gigantic Scotsman who's scowling all the time. And now I've for the microphone time and just loosened up and having fun, and I'm not necessarily a good guy or a bad guy. I'm just being me. I'm having fun, and if I'm having fun, generally they're having fun, and I don't care how they respond as long as they're having a good time when I'm out there, and when I'm in the ring, I'm still going to kick butt.
And thinking about how the fans reacted, when you got out there, you had that Brock moment, and when you heard the noise, the pop was insane. The roof nearly flew off the minute it made. When you heard that, did you think, yeah, I'm the right guy. I'm the right guy. I've got them in the palm of my hand, and I am the right person to take it through to WrestleMania?
God, I honestly didn't even hear them during that moment. I was so focused on the fact that I was walking down to fight Brock Lesnar and wasn't nervous. I was ready for it. I took off the gloves. I think I even got goosebumps when he started taking those gloves off. I was like, I'm ready. Right now, in my head, I am ready. I will beat up Brock Lesnar. And obviously Ricochet lent the assistance, and that Claymore, I ripped his head off and took him over the top rope. Like, I don't know if I've caught anybody that flush with a kick before, but it was good enough to take out Brock Lesnar. And no matter what, I know he's coming for me, and I've got a secret weapon, and it's that boomstick I call the Claymore.
Are you ready for your life to change? Because it's going to change overnight. Now this is the Good Morning Britons. Let's keep it British for now. But this is every morning talk show in America, probably in Britain too. Are you ready for that? Well, you're going to be thrust into all kinds of different limelight now than you have been before.
Yeah. You think all the practice has been for all these years? What time is it? 10:52. We're going to San Antonio. It's about 3 hours away. I have media at 6 in the morning. I've been doing it for years. I've been doing all these media non-stop. When I was out with the company, I intentionally sought out media because I wanted to get better at it, be more effectively communicating myself, obviously with a Scottish accent. It's harder to understand, and I know for Scottish people watching, they don't like the way I talk. I'm sorry, but the thickest, hardest to understand accent in the world. And if I spoke the way I used to speak, no one would understand me, and I want the world to understand me. But yeah, it's bloody mental. I'm ready for it all.
Are you ready for an army of Glaswegians to invade Tampa as well?
When you hear that, like old saying, if somebody doesn't win, we riot. Like with the UK coming over, the idea of a first ever champion, especially those Glaswegians mixed in, like they really mean it. Like if I don't win, there might legitimately be a riot. Will legitimately be a riot.
And we saw Kaylee Ray walking past just as you were waiting to come through, and I'm sure you had been told all your media commitments that you had just for tonight, let alone tomorrow. She was saying, "Oh, I just want to give her the biggest hug," because she was obviously there in the ICW days, and there are people coming through in WWE all over the place that have been there with you before and know you from this, and now this is it. That British boom that we talk about all the time, you just basically cemented it. The British boom is there. It's a British, Scottish as well. Mainly Scottish, I'm sure. British Royal Rumble winner.
Scottish and British. Like I know everything that's going on back home, but come on, let's all just get along. Bloody hell, it's not that hard. I try to say that all the time in America too. It's like, can't we just all get along? That's my motto. Bloody hell. But no, I see myself as Scottish, but I see myself as British too. And yeah, like it'd be good to when I finally get to see everybody. My phone has been blowing up. I wish I could show you all the messages. You'll see everybody's name, but my phone has never blown up like this in my entire life. And I'll get to see everyone when I get to see them. And I honestly don't remember the question, so I'm just kind of taking it my own direction right now.
Is this the completion of the British boom?
God, it was such a good question. I totally went off track. Yeah, I mean, going back home when I went home, they were looking for somebody to kind of be the face when the British boom was kind of starting. And I was lucky enough to be part of, like ICW, for example, 1,500 people the night I was there. And I was part of it, getting to 2,000 people, 4,000 people, 7,000 people. Inevitably, WWE getting involved. And I came back to WWE, and they kept taking it to the next heights with NXT UK. So I was glad to be there for that boom period and be a big part of it, a face of it. But the idea now to be in WWE and winning the Royal Rumble for the first ever Brit, first ever Scot win the Royal Rumble, what? And be the face of that as well. Like that's like God. Was it Robbie Williams one time? I stealing a Robbie Williams quote when I say, "Buddy, this is living the dream, mate."
Well, last time we saw you at Raw in November, you were saying you were looking for Weatherspoons, hoping they still had the deal on. You could get 2 meals for a tenner. I don't think you're ever going to have to pay for Weatherspoons again in your life, are you?
Yes, I hope not. But he stick my face in every Weatherspoon, say this is the first ever Brit. They won the Royal Rumble. Give him his 2 meals for free. He needs to get bigger. Got to fight Brock Lesnar.
All right, thank you so much for your time. You're a busy man now.
Next interview.